Hey, HannahMouse1 here. In this video, I am continuing my Firehouse 51 miniature series. I'm going to be finishing the right-hand side of the building in this episode. So that is the locker room and the bathroom, or shower room. Yeah. Originally I was only going to do the locker room, but I ended up getting some crazy burst of motivation and powering through the entire thing. So I start off by just making a bunch of walls to go in and just sticking them along here, like along this section, dividing it from the bedroom, giving it a nice corridor to go through. And yeah. Then I cut out a bunch of little rectangles of cardboard and stick them together, like making little stacks of them. These make up so many lockers. There were so many of these and it took forever. I stuck them for the most part into strips of 5, and then I just used paper to hold them together and to hide the different pieces of cardboard to make it look like one thing. Then I'd stick 2 sets of these back to back. I wanted there to be one open locker, so I do that just by leaving a gap and then just blocking off the top and bottom. For the colour, I mix silver and green paint to get this metallic, like slightly muted down green. I always like mixing matte and metallic paints together just because it kind of tones back the shine a little bit, and also it gives it a nice colour, and I think it was pretty accurate to what a locker actually looks like. So yeah. I also use cardboard to make little benches that go between the lockers as such. And yeah, this is basically the locker room done. I have the open locker's door slightly ajar, which I think is a pretty cute detail. And then I make some more walls to go between that and the toilets. I realised I kind of screwed up this section. It still completely ends up wrong to the actual floor plan, but I decided that I wanted the corridor to go all the way down to the end. I think that would look better, so I just removed this piece I put in a couple episodes ago, which was a bit messy, but I do figure it out eventually, and it ends up looking alright, so yeah. Like technically the door isn't this far back, but it's the only way I could figure out to get the plan for the bathrooms correct. So yeah, I put in a bench in front of the showers. For some reason I got it into my head that the showers are red. They're not, they're like a creamy yellow colour. But for ages I leave them painted red and I don't know why. It would have helped if I looked up a picture before doing this. But nope, I went off my gut instinct and for some reason I did them like a dark brick red when they're not. And that was a pain to cover over. So yeah. And I create a little like counter piece that goes where the sinks are, and yeah, that goes in there. This is when I start to rectify the incorrect colour. It takes several coats to get it not looking disgusting, but yeah, I used crinkled up pieces of paper as shower curtains, and yeah, I just go through and place those in. And I use little just squares to make the sink. I didn't go into super detail with those. Then I create the silver bathroom stalls with the doors, which are appropriately far off the ground. I kind of misjudged the size slightly and I figured it could be a joke on how American bathroom stalls are always really weirdly large gapped on the bottom. Don't know why they do that. The UK ones aren't like that so much, but in the doors. And I also decided to put Joe Cruz into the locker room, just to kind of fill out the space, and because I wasn't really sure like who else I should put in here. I figured Cruz worked quite well, because I hadn't put him in yet. And yeah, figured why not, so I just put him in. Made him out of paper clay as always. I also used paper clay to make some toilets and urinals, which I just paint white and then stick into place as such. Yeah. And then I push the toilets down into the stalls, using the end of the paintbrush to position them because it's kind of hard to get It was the only thing I had that was thin enough to get in there. Then I start painting Cruz. Normally I paint them and then put them in, but because I wanted him to sit down matching the bench, it was easier to paint him, like mould him on the bench, so I just painted him once it was already in there. So yeah, this is what I've got for this week. I think it's a really decent progress, so yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye!